Hello everyone, and thank you very much for joining me in this tutorial. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you three different applications based on the same concept. Alright, this is the first one. Okay, this is how the second one looks like, and this is the third one. Right, now let me tell you first what these applications can do. You can use these applications for getting the type of disease your plant or anything like plant is suffering from. Okay, so how this first application works, let me just show it to you. So you can simply select the symptoms here. For example, if your plant is yellowing or its leaves are getting yellow and it is wilting, then you can select these two and then you can do predict disease, and it will predict the diseases for you. You can select all of them also. Okay, so this is what it has predicted for us. How this prediction is happening, let me just show that to you. So this is a very simple one, right, which is based on a static data. So there is no model in the backend that we're using for this first application. If you see here, we are using these plants, okay, which we can select directly from this drop down. Fine. See, bacterial wilt, spots in this wheat, right? So if for this drop down also we have some static data in the backend, and for this checkboxes also we have a static list in the backend which is non-changeable. It's not a dynamic list. Okay, and simply we are using this if control statement, and then we are using this list, getting the data from there, and simply we are making the prediction. Okay, that is how this application is working. So this is a very simple one. As I've told you, we are not using any kind of model in the backend for this one. Now when it comes to, just a second, so this is a file where we have defined some rules. Okay, based on these rules only this application is able to predict the disease. But it's not a model, it's not a custom model that we have developed, or it's not trained on a huge data set, right? So it's simple code that we have used and we are calling it as a model here. Now let's come to the second application, which is this one. Okay, so in this application we are using a model in the backend, and it is traveling on port number 4000. Just a second, I'll have to check it again. Okay, let me just close it, and I think now it will not run. That is correct. Let me close this one, coming back to this. Okay, and I need to check the port number. Actually it is 4000, so this is the one I am talking about. Now we have this train underscore model.py file, okay, wherein we are using this decision tree classifier. So this is the algorithm basically that we have used for creating these two models, okay, which are trained on this data set, plant disease data set. Let me just show you the data set also. Okay, so this is the one, plant disease data set. Yeah, this is the one. So as you can see here, we have 5 columns in it, and the first 4 columns are of symptoms and the last one is of disease. Okay, now we are simply feeding this data set to this train underscore model.py. okay, it's present in this data named folder. Fine, and then there are these columns which I've showed you. Okay, and then we are passing these columns as X and the disease named column as Y to this decision classifier over here. Fine, and finally we are able to generate 2 different models, disease underscore model, symptom underscore encoder. Okay, so this automatically comes here once you're done with training this model with the help of this CSV file. If you want, you can add more data to it. You can rerun this file in the model. These 2 models will get generated automatically. If you want, I can just show it to you once so that you don't find it difficult. So this model is currently present inside this root directory, if you see this train underscore dot, if I'll run it, no, I'll have to remove this model from here. So the moment you'll run it, it will take this data into consideration and it will generate for you these two model files. Let me delete it from here first. I just want to show it to you, live. So now if you see here, the model named folder is completely empty. If I run this train underscore model, see, it has generated for us these two pickle files. These are nothing but the models trained on this data set. Okay, now I will run this application. So for that, app.py I have to do, and it will start running on port number 4000. As you can see, it is currently accessible on port number 4000. Now the thing is, we can pass only one disease symptom at a time. So let me pass this wetting as an input to this chatbot and see what is going to happen. So it says leaf spot, okay, which I think is absolutely correct. Okay, leaf spot. See, wetting is there, right, for leaf spot. This is how it predicts, but it's not a very strong model because it takes into consideration only one single symptom. Right, let me just show it to you again. So now it says Fusarian wilt. So it is an advanced chatbot which will take 3 symptoms at a time and then it will predict for you the disease. Okay, how to pass the symptoms to it? Let me just show it to you. So I'll give a refresh to it. Then let me just take the symptoms from here. So I'm passing wetting first. Second symptom. Second symptom is vein clearing. Can you tell me about another symptom? Let's do it. So now it says leaf rust. I have a lot of records here with leaf rust, and for one of these records we have these symptoms, symptom 1 or maybe symptom 2, or this is symptom 3 and or symptom 1, and also it can be this combination is there. That is the reason it has returned leaf rust. Okay, so that is how this chatbot works, and you can pass 3 symptoms and based on that it will predict for you the disease for that particular leaf. Now what is that we are using the backend of it? Let me just show that to you. This is the code. Okay, so now we have this symptom underscore list in which we have passed all the types of symptoms we have in this file. There are a number of symptoms. I have not listed down everything here, just the one with the help of which I can demonstrate to you this application. If you want, you can add more based on these records over here. Then we have this train underscore model.py, and this is a data set. So what you have to do for getting this model is you'll get it in the link of the GitHub, which I will share in the description section. But yes, if you are modifying or if you are updating this data set and want to recreate this pickle file, then the only thing you have to do is you have to rerun this train underscore model.py, and it will automatically generate this plant underscore diseased underscore model.pickle for you. Okay, so there are 3 symptoms, as I've told you, as I've showed you here also. There are 3 symptoms, symptom 1, 2, 3, which we are passing as value of x. Where is that? Yeah, so this is all symptoms, Lee symptoms dot fit, right, x encoded, fine. And for y we are passing this disease named columns value, and then we're using random forest classifier. What is random forest classifier? It's the combination of several decision trees, right? So it is an advanced decision tree, you can say, fine, which works on number of types of combinations. Okay, this is the number of trees it has, and this is the base value, and we are passing these two things as an input parameters to this random forest classifier, and then it is giving us this pickle file over here with name plant disease model dot pickle. And this is something which you'll have to put inside this model once you get it over here. And once that is done, you can simply run this app.py file. What it does is it is loading this model, and then there is something called system encoder and disease encoder. Right, where is it coming from? Let me just show that also to you. So if you see here in this train underscore model, we're using symptom encoder and disease encoder. Symptom encoder is the value of symptoms and disease encoder is the value of diseases. Okay, so that is something we are using over here, and it is coming from the data which is on which this plant disease underscore model dot pickle file is trained. And then we are simply putting the questions before the user, asking him to enter the value, and then there is this simple if control statements with the help of which we are taking the inputs from the front end and comparing it with the data on which this pickle file has been trained, and finally we are getting the output from it. Right, so that's how we have created this application. So in this video I've showed you 3 different applications. The first one was very basic, second one was advanced but it was working on one single symptom, and the third one, which is this, is an extremely advanced version of the machine learning application, you can say. Fine, wherein we have used random forest classifier. So with the help of these 3 applications, you can very easily demonstrate how plant diseases can be predicted using machine learning. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't worry about the code, you'll get it in the link of the GitHub, which is there in the description section. Let me know about your feedback and comments, and thank you very much. Bye bye, take care, and have a great day, guys.